How's it going? Today's episode of Throwback Thursday, we are going to be watching a 2004 men's relay from Beitostølen in Norway. This is a venue that we don't use anymore on the biathlon circuit. I guess not the World Cup or the IBU Cup. And we're going back to 2004 in this one. This is going to be this is 20 years ago at this point. So this is going to be a good one. Now, it is a relay, so it's going to be a little bit longer. So we're probably going to end up skipping ahead. All right, so who we got on the team here? Let's go. We got Beitostølen, Harvard Hanvold, I saw. Who we got on Germany? Rico Gross, Sven Fischer, Anders Bernbacher, and Peter Sendel. I don't recognize Sendel, but he's starting off the team here. France, we got Raphael Poré, Vincent de Francnay, Julian Robert, Farrell Conrad. So many of these names I don't recognize. Russia. Don't recognize any of those names. Wow, we're going way back in the archives here. I like this. This has got to be Belarus, right? Yeah, Belarus. Don't know any of those names. Wasn't really up on Belarus and Russia back in the day. That's Bjorn Ferry. I know this one. No, that's Carl Johan Bergman. I'm sorry. Bjorn Ferry is on the team. Matthias Nielsen, Jacob Bjornsson. I wonder who's on the American team on this one. That's Austria. Give me Austria. Yes. Pinter. Wolfgang Perner. Here's some names I don't recognize. Let's see who we got here. Ukraine. Okay, go with the red and white suit here. Yep, don't recognize any Ukrainians here. Give us one more team. I think that's 8. We get 9 and 10 maybe? Nope, we're just gonna go for it. Love the posts in the start lane. They got rid of those a couple seasons ago. All right, come on. We've seen enough here. Oh, I love the old technique. Look at everyone bending over. Look at the old Solomon boots. Got the silver ones. The silver Rozzies there in lane 8. This was before. Now, those of you who remember, Rozzi had silver boots, and then they had these bright, fugly orange boots that I had when I was a youngster. So, 2004, I was 9 years old when this race happened. So, all right, here we go. We are off. I might have to move my camera if I'm in the way here, if this is going to interfere with the graphics. So look at the old technique. I love it. Sending it through the stadium here. Hey, but they got the Toyota out there. It's not a BMW. This is before the BMW IBU World Cup. This is the Toyota World Cup. But let's see what we got going on here. Some good speed here. This is full fluoros. I mean, skis are floored up at this point. Man, I don't even know what to say. V1ing on the flat looks a little chaotic. I'm not gonna lie, it looks chaotic. I wonder if that's because of the narrowness. Oh my gosh, is this Lithuania? Dude can get over his skis a little more. I love watching the old races like this because not only do we get to see some of our heroes from the past, but we also get to see the evolution of technique. It's really cool to see how these guys are the best in the world at this time. And their technique is so, it just is not great compared to what we have today. I mean, I really think Bjorn Dahlen and Martin Fourcade had a huge hand in this, really moving technique forward, and obviously a lot of the cross-country skiers as well. But, I mean, compare Martin Fourcade in his prime and Johannes Tingesbø in his prime. Oh, I thought we had a guy go off the course there. That was just a coach running in the side. But compare them in their prime to what we're seeing here. It just, that was really interesting. Did you see that? They had a graphic that just went through to cut back to the start, get the slow motion start. The graphic that went through was a classic skier. That's pretty interesting considering they don't classic in biathlon. But there he goes again, the classic skier. He's back. But yeah, going back to technique, I mean, just look at this guy in the black here, number 2. He's just not committing to his ski. He's pushing over, but just immediately falling back to the other ski, and his weight is very stuck in the middle. Whereas you watch skiers now, they're totally committed on top of that ski so much that they're actually almost like leaning over to their, to the outside, so much so that they're riding the flat ski. Oh no, getting really blurry here. Hopefully we can see all the graphics. Hopefully they didn't blur out all the graphics. Well, there's the first checkpoint. Can't really tell anything about how the race is going here, considering how blurry those graphics were. Hopefully, well, you can't really see behind me, but the time is working, so hopefully they have better graphics as we get closer to the range. Since this is a relay, it's a long race, let's skip a little bit forward towards the range here. We're going to skip a lot of the skiing, sorry, but we want to watch the race here. Germany, Belarus, Ukraine, Finland. Where is the USA? I hope we're in this race. I mean, that would really blow if I watch this whole race and the US isn't even in it. Now, I would rather have the USA not be in it than already not even being with the front group on the first lap here. So I guess I would rather have the USA be just not in it, as opposed to just being so bad that they're not even in the graphic here. But all right, come on, we got to be coming to the first shooting here. Look at the crowd. Biathlon in Norway is huge. There's the Toyota again. All right, here we go. We're entering the range for shooting number 1. Now, if my graphic is in the way here, I will move myself so we can see the shooting. But love the yellow aired gas mats. And they have, see those posts there. This is really interesting. So back in the day, you got, in the relay, you get 8 shots, but you only have 5 shots in your magazine. So if you need more bullets, today they'll take the round out of their stock. But back in the day, you had to declare your spare rounds by putting them into this like post here. You can see the little cup on the post, and then on prone, you just dump it on the mat. Looks like this guy in lane 1 from Norway, he's got spares in his stock, but back in the day, you have these special magazines. Actually, I think I have one. Hold on, let me see here. All right, I do have one. I don't know why it's so. There we go. I do have one. So as I'll explain to you in a second as we finish up the shooting. Ukraine takes the early lead. Looks like nobody's in the penalty loop yet. Germany, Belarus, and Sweden and Norway join the party here. So yeah, you had to, before people thought to put them in your stock, you had to sort of quote unquote declare your spare rounds. Now let's see if I can make my picture here bigger so you can see me. No worries, I can't make the picture bigger, but I'll try to get as close as I can. So you have your normal magazine here, and hopefully it's not too blurry. Normal old magazine here, and what you would do is you can see on the bottom here, hopefully this works, you can see on the bottom here that there's 3 spare rounds. And what you do is when you come in, you can press the red part forward and the rounds fall out just like that. And then so you load your mag with 5, and then you put your spares on the ground or in that little cup that's there. So that's how relays used to work. It's so funny to see those posts on the range like that. I haven't seen something like that in a while. All right, so we're back on course here. Ukraine's got a little lead here, and we're gonna just watch this play a little bit. Hopefully. I wonder if they're going to give us names of people, because if someone's in the lead, we want to take a look, see how they did. That's the whole point of this, in my opinion. These going back and watching these Throwback Thursday races is I like seeing the names of the older athletes, and then we go on Real Biathlon. I got my Real Biathlon mug. We go on Real Biathlon and we see how did they do in their career. Were they how did they do as a biathlete? Maybe learn some new names, learn some history about our sport, and then maybe we see some favorites and we can kind of reminisce on their success. So red and white in the lead here, Ukraine. This is awesome. I should pull up the results I don't want to ruin the race for me, but I do want to see, maybe we can find these results, and then we can watch. If they're not going to give us the names, here's a split time. Yeah, no, they're not going to give us the names of the individual athletes. They're just going to give us the split times here. I know for a fact Bjorn Dahlin is in this race because we saw him on the start line. So over on my other screen, I'm searching Bjorn Dahlin is kind of hard, I'm not going to lie. because he has 3 names. Oh my goodness. There we go. So it looks like Sweden. I mean, I'm kind of pulling for Sweden here. When I was a youngster, I've said this maybe in past Throwback Thursdays, but my first recollection of watching biathlon was the 2010 Olympics. And right from the get-go, I was a huge fan of Carl-Johan Bergman, Bjorn Ferry, and Freddie Lindström from Sweden. And so seeing, looks like Bergman here in second place, I've always been a big fan of those guys. And also I think what they did after those 2 powerhouses retired, and it was just basically Bjorn Ferry and no one else in Sweden, and the fact that they made that comeback with the help of young rising stars like Ponce Loma and Sebastian Samuelsson, who we know are on the team today. I've always been a big fan of Sweden, but man, it would be nice if USA was in this race. But let's maybe see if we can find the results over here on Real Biathlon, and then we can see maybe the US is in this race, but they're just so freaking far back. Looks like Japan's having a good one, though. Japan, they're going to be back on the World Cup this year after, I think, a brief hiatus. I saw on social media they're already in Europe training before the event. But I like the old Japanese race suit there. Right there in the middle, that light bluish color behind the guy in the green. It's got the stripes. Now we should also look up some details about Beitostølen, because I don't think they don't host World Cup or IBU Cup events anymore. What year is this? 2004. Okay, I think I found it, and I think I accidentally ruined the excitement for me here. Okay, so there's no US in this. I want to sort by bib number. No US in this field. Great Britain is in this field. I wonder who was on the Great Britain team. Oh no, on Real Biathlon they have, okay, so they have everything by team, but they do have the names. Okay, so the Great Britain team, we got Mark Walker, we have Joe Brooks. These are the most generic names. Lee Steve Jackson, that guy has been on the World Cup for some time, or was in the World Cup for some time, and Tom Clemens for Great Britain. Now Great Britain is not in your screen now. No spoilers, but let's just say they weren't at the front of this field. So it's actually really interesting that the British team could field a team for this one, but we as the Americans could not. So all right, Bergman takes the lead here from Sweden. For Sweden, takes the lead from Ukraine, who's now in third. I don't see anyone using the cups at this point. Now, Bergman always had really cool stocks, and look at this one here. That one's pretty sweet. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Sweden, Norway, Ukraine, all clean. Austria is trying to stay with them. Belarus is trying to stay with them. Belarus is clean. No spares, but they took their sweet time getting there. Japan, oh man. Oh, Japan's using the cups. You can see the Japan's using the cup there. So Sweden and Norway, they're close with Ukraine. Belarus is close behind. There's Great Britain way up there. Germany, are you going to get yourself back into this? Germany's kind of got a powerhouse team here. Sendel, Gross. Okay, Rico Gross is coming up next. He's going to absolutely murder. I'm betting that he brings Norway back into it. Andres Bernbacher. I liked him when I was a youngster. What's going on here? Oh, we got a crossfire. Poland is having some issues. He's pointing at the targets, looking at the range official. Now I see people walking in the middle of the range. Oh, now he's like... Oh no, he's putting the rifle back on. Switching to a different point. Oh, that's rough. Was that Kazakhstan? Who? No. I think that was... No, but Poland's shooting, so it was not Poland. Must have been Kazakhstan, because they haven't shot yet. Wonder if there was a target malfunction or something. Let's see if the results dictate. No, nothing. Oh boy. All right, so we got the close-up. Even in 2004, we got the close-up camera of the target. That's pretty sweet. Wonder what's going on with his stock there. Looked like he had some like tape or something on it. Well, that was Kazakhstan that we were watching having trouble on the range there, and that was Igor Zelenkov. And unfortunately, Mr. Igor Zelenkov had 5 penalty loops on that standing shooting. So Kazakhstan is going to be out of it. I don't know what happened there. I wonder if there was a malfunction with the target or he went to the wrong point or something, but no more Kazakhstan. All right, so we got these guys finishing. While we're finishing with Carl-Johan Bergman, let's just take a look at his stats this year, or this year, but also just through his career, and we can reminisce on the good old days. Carl Bergman in 2004. Hopefully this doesn't get you too nauseous, but Carl Bergman in 2004 was a 84% shooter, and he was actually slower than average skiing, which is not good. But an 84% shooter, yeah, 85% shooter. I mean, he's about average. If anything, he's actually technically a little bit below average. But let's see some of his results. No, this is what I want. A couple times he finished in the top 10 overall. At the Winter Olympics, didn't really have any success. At Biathlon World Championships, a couple relay medals, and finally in 2012 he actually had a very successful time in Ruhpolding. So good for Carl-Johan Bergman, you know. Long, successful career. He raced 356 races, couple wins, couple podiums. So good career for Mr. Bergman. All right, so we fast forward to the next exchange here. Sweden still in the lead, and Ukraine actually was able to pull ahead of Norway. And then Belarus and Austria are on the hunt. So let's continue to scooch forward to the next shooting. Got some more slow-mo of Bergman. Who's going second for Sweden, I wonder? Now, Harvard Hanavold here for Norway. I'm pretty sure that's him. We can take a look. But he is a really fast skier, so we might have to look up some of his stats. Let's zoom ahead a little bit. Who is going second for Norway? No, actually, I'm sorry. Halvard Hanavold was first for Norway. It's now Stein Eckhoff. I wonder if he has any relation to Tyrrell Eckhoff. But we can find that out real quick. I don't think Google ever expected someone in the US to be Googling, is Stein Eckhoff related to Tyrrell? Whoa. Tyrrell Eckhoff is a Norwegian former biathlete. I just saw it. He is the brother of fellow biathlete Tyrrell Eckhoff. Okay, so this is cool. This is Tyrrell Eckhoff's brother, who's currently on the line here. We should take a look at him on the real biathlon. So hopefully he shoots well and he stays in the front, because then we'll look him up next lap. Take a look. But currently, I'm pretty sure he's a coach, if not for Norway. I think he's a club coach in Norway. So not for the national federation, but he's a club coach in Norway. So that's cool. So we got him in the red here. And we didn't look up to see who is currently skiing for Sweden. That is Jacob Bjorgesson. Jacob Bjorgesson in blue there. And then skiing with them from Ukraine is Alexei Korbanov. Oh God, I almost had it on the first go. Korobnikov. Alexei Korobnikov from Ukraine is currently in second place as we enter the leg 2 prone stage. Let's take a look here to see who. Checking on my camera battery there. Hopefully, I don't have to change anything mid race. If these guys would just ski faster and shoot faster. A lot of wind here. This is interesting. A lot of wind in Beitostølen. Beitostølen. Everyone's got the Fortner action on shoots. Don't see anyone using the bolt action. I mean, it's not that long ago. It's 20 years, but it's not that long ago. Man, Ukraine is dialed in on the range despite the wind. Uh-oh. Who did we have for Sweden again? Bjorgesson is having some issues there. There goes Stein. Maybe we... Steinekov. Sweden, what the heck happened? Belarus just pulled ahead of you. There goes Rico Gross from Germany. I told you he was going to crush. There goes Russia. Oh, no. Sweden, 6th place now. Jakob. You kind of messed it up there for Sweden. Anyone else? France. Who's France got going here? Vincent de Frasne. I think he is a medalist in the Olympics, but that would have been 06. So, spoiler alert, 2 years later, that guy ends up winning a gold medal at the Olympics. So, just keep at it, buddy. It's so interesting, like, looking back at races like this and thinking, like, oh, like, that guy, he's a hero, but, like, in 5 years, in 10 years, that guy's going to be a hero. Right now, he's just being... You know, maybe you have a bad stage like Mr. Jacob Bjorgesson from Sweden. You have a bad stage and you're like, oh man, that sucks right now. But maybe in a couple years you're gonna have your day. We know because we're living in 2024. Hindsight's 2020, isn't it? Japan, can you join the party? Slovakia's on the penalty loop. Nope, no, they're not. All right, let's skip ahead here a little bit. We'll go back to watching some skiing, and then let's take a look what happened over here at Real Biathlon. I was doing something and now it's all messed up. Who do we want to look at again? Oh, that's right. We want to take a look at Stein Eckhoff. There's also a Kaja Eckhoff on Real Biathlon. Wait, are we back at the shooting already? Well, that was really quick. Maybe I jumped way more forward than I expected. Leg 2 shooting. Okay, all right, so there's Stein. He looks like a little baby in this one. He's 79, and this is 2004. So, early 20s. 3, 4. Oh, Russia. Oh! There goes Rico. I told you. I called it. Oh, and that we got Ukraine using the dish. They're using the dish. Stein, come on, man. Stian. S-T-I-N. Stian. All right, there goes Norway. Sweden. Man, he had some trouble there on that. So he had some trouble on that prone shooting. In this, we're looking at Steen. Look at this man. Look, he had to have been. How old is he in this picture? Oh, why does it keep going dark? Sorry about that. Maybe we can turn the light on. Help you see me a little bit better. I should have done this before. This is the kind of quality that you're getting. Man. Maybe I gotta turn the light on in this room. All right, that barely helped. The problem is the sun is coming in this window behind me, and so that's why it's getting dark. So I'll try to keep it light. But look, he's like a baby in this picture. How old is he? He's got to be 18, 20 at the most. But in 2004, he was a 80% shooter, and that's generous, 80%. 74% shooting in the stand. So ski speed though in 04. Minus 3.5. So he's a really good skier. I mean, basically the Eckhoffs sort of fall from the same tree here. Really good skiers and below average shooters. He does have 2 wins on the World Cup. Let's see, 7 podiums. Never cracked the top 10 in the overall. And actually, he had a good, what is that? That's 3, 6, 9, 10-year career. That's pretty good. And he has a relay medal from World Champs, but that's about it. Couple of relay medals on the lower levels. So good for him. He has 2 wins. Let's see where he got those. Sort by rank here. In Östersund, he just really liked Östersund. The Östersund sprint was his jam. Don't mess with Stein in Östersund. He did that in 04. He did that this season. So this year that we're watching, this was his year because he did that during these seasons. So good for him. Now we know he's a good skier, so let's see if he's going to be able to get back here after having some trouble. There he comes. Some Russian language here. I love the air gas. That was the major sponsor, Eon and the air gas. No more Viessmann or BMW. Russia takes the lead. I didn't recognize any of the Russian names, unfortunately. Now, who is Stein handing off to? That is the real question. Got to pull the race back up. Stein is Egil Gjelland. 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 Man, I really thought Rico Gross was going to hand it to everyone, but he's getting beat by Russia here. There's Rico. And I mean, Russia looks like this Russian guy is moving. Who is this? Krukov. Pulling up Krukov over here while we're watching him. There goes Stein. Whoa, Stein's actually already moved back into third. Is that third? No. He's still got to be pretty far back at this point. But this guy, okay. The Russian guy's he's above average skier. That was a big push into that downhill. That was a big exhausted push into a tuck. Okay, coming to the next exchange. Whoa, Russia, where are you going, man? Oh, that wasn't Russia. That was Kazakhstan getting lapped. I thought that guy way out ahead was just like the Russian guy looking for a big... Wow. Eckhoff really put the work in there. He moved up to third. He was pretty far back after the range. Good for him. Really good leg there. I wonder, where is Beitostølen? It's a village in Norway. It's kind of like right in the center of Norway there. Man, I don't know why this is getting so funky. Village right in the center there. That's Lillehammer. This is Idre, or no, this is Östersund, I think. So yeah, right in the middle. Good. Okay, so here we go. Halfway through the race. Germany, Russia, Norway, Belarus, Austria, Sweden, Ukraine. Whoa, really fell back there after... Didn't they just leave that shooting stage like in first or tied for first or something? Ukraine really fell off there. I wonder if they have the split times on Real Biathlon. What was that? Leg 2, lap 3? He didn't lose that much time. Cumulative course time. Oh yeah, he did. He had the 3rd slowest lap. And he lost 35 seconds on the course. I mean, but 35 seconds. I mean, they were in the lead. So that's kind of surprising, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I think we're coming up to shooting here. There we go. All right. Wind seems to have calmed down. Let's see if they're gonna make some adjustments from 0. Bernbacher. Look, do you see it? He dumped out his spares. He used his red mag to dump out the spares. Norway, quick to strike, followed closely by Russia. Oh, Bernbacher with the miss. Norway, can we see you at the front again? Yes, Norway is going to take the lead. Bernbacher, stay with them, buddy. Oh! Russia, what is going on, man? You're in the penalty loop. Who's skiing for Russia right now? Chepkov. Sergei Chepkov. Buddy, you got at least 1 penalty loop. This guy's a little older. He was an 83% shooter this season, so that's surprising. Belarus moves into 3rd. Okay. Very interesting. Let's continue to skip ahead. Maybe we'll see some action. There's Sweden again. But no, that's not Bernbacher. It's Norway. I wonder if they're doing laps. In the World Cup, if you get lapped, like the team in first is passing you as you're in last, then you get pulled, and that's for TV. So I wonder if they're doing lapping here. Coming back to the stadium. Wait. I want to back up for a second. I want to see this technique over the flat. Okay, not bad. Not bad with the Adidas boots. When was the last time you used Adidas ski equipment? Not bad. He's keeping it on the right plane there. He's not stepping forward and having to get his hips forward. His hips are staying forward. That's good. Here we go. This would be shooting number 6 out of 8. The old Cascos. Oh, I loved those things. I had those exact. So the glasses, they're not glasses, they're not goggles, they're Cascos. I had a pair of those, the flip visor for biathlon. Petter Northug used them. Bjorn Dahlen used them. I thought they were the bomb. And then they came out with the newer style that's like more rounded. I didn't like those as much. Bjorn Dahlen used them later in his career. I really like those ones that he's got on, like the flat face shield. Freaking, that looked awesome. I'm getting like a nostalgic flashback right now thinking of those. Getting a little tingly excitement, nostalgia excitement. No gloves though. He doesn't need them. Not that cold. It's a show of power and dominance. Oh, Bernbacher, I thought you were gonna do it. This must be a pretty young Bernbacher because he had a pretty long, successful career. Norway's clean. There goes Bernbacher. Dude, that guy's got some. What's he doing? He's waving at something. Oh, that guy looks strong. Bernbacher there. Lower body strong. And then is this not 3rd place? No, yeah. See, that guy got lapped. See, this is why they start pulling people now, is because that guy got lapped, and now it's kind of confusing of like, wait, is that guy in 3rd? What place is that guy in? Here's Russia. Ooh, he's got the Ishmash. See how his action was a little bit different? He still does the pull and the push with his wrist, but the action is different. He's got the Ishmash style. That's pretty cool. Ishmash is a Russian biathlon brand, so they're not very common in other parts of the world. Obviously nowadays with everything that's going on in Russia, so we don't see them as much. But I believe Larson, the Norwegian brand, bought either the patent or something that had to do with those rifles, and now they're going to be making their own consumer-friendly version biathlon rifle with that patent, because how it's different than the Anschutz ones is there's a lot of plastic components. I think the whole mechanism that actually fires and hits the bullet is still made out of metal, obviously, but it's apparently easier to produce, way simpler than the Fortner style, like mechanically, so it's cheaper to produce. So I think they're trying to build them as a consumer-friendly version. But all right, let's skip ahead to the exchange. Yada yada yada. Norway. Oh, Bernbacher could not stay with Norway. So I think we have Oleander Bjørndalen on the course now. Yes, we do. And that was Sven Fischer that we just saw or are seeing from Germany. So two absolute legends of biathlon are on course right now. As I think this is Russia coming into third. Yep. Okay. Let's keep moving forward. Let's see if we can get some Bjørndalen technique action here. Classic skier. Some slow-mo Bjørndalen. Quick. Go back to the range so we can get some slow-mo of Gerland. I think that's who it was. Maybe Fischer didn't make boots, because he has Fischer skis. Oh, some V2 alt. Okay. But even look at this. Even when he's up, like his high side of the V2 alt, he's totally committed and like he's coming down on his ski. He's a pioneer in technique. Absolutely a pioneer in ski technique. Just is riding the flat ski so much better than everyone else, even his Norwegian and Scandinavian teammates and opponents. Now we got Sven Fischer, who's kind of known for being just like a muscle skier. And yeah, you can see how his hips don't get fully over on top of the ski. They're always sort of kind of falling back to the other ski. It looked better at the end there. But this is a textbook example of the difference between like a Scandinavian, very fluid style of skiing and maybe a little bit more German, muscular style of skiing. Not saying one is better than the other. You got to work with what you have. And if Sven Fischer's got a ton of muscle, then go ahead and use it. But if Bjørndalen can be more efficient, and maybe he's got a bigger engine, so he can be a little bit more efficient with less power and more turnover, then there he goes. Here's Bjørndalen. Good V2 alt on the flat. I like it. Saving a lot of energy with using this technique. A little coach close up. Must not be that cold if coaches are wearing the ball caps. Let's see Bjørndalen in the range. Wind's coming back, baby. Oh, I got the little wind graphic. Now, this is interesting. It's the wind flags are pushing to the left, but the wind graphic has it like missing low, pushing down, which is interesting. Bjørndalen. What part of his career is he in here? Let's take a look. Wow. Had to scroll a lot for Bjørndalen. So this is 04. So he's like midway into his career. The season prior, in 2003, he won his second overall Crystal Globe. But he's been in the top 3 of Crystal Globes since 1997. So yeah, he is well in his prime here. Definitely a favorite. We're going to take a look at his stats after the shooting to see how his skiing is compared to people in this era, because we just talked about his technique. And wow, a surprise clean shooting from Bjorn Dahlen. I'm going to say that Bjorn Dahlen was also not the best shooter. Also, what in the world was that range procedure? He just absolutely pointed his rifle at everyone on the range. Sven, man, the hell. Okay, and also take a look at Sven Fischer's action. Watch when he rebolts. Watch his wrist. I know what you're expecting. Shot, flick of the wrist. Shot, flick of the wrist. I'm pretty sure this was like an old East German style, East German style manufacturer that made this rifle. Obviously not common at all. I'm pretty sure he was the only one who ever used it, and not many were made. So I have seen one in the U.S. Shout out to Altius Firearms. They have one. But yeah, it's pretty neat. This is again the more traditional on-shoots, like the on-shoot style. What? That was a clear miss. How did he miss? How did he hit that? So he just took some clicks right. And now, got it. Nice. Okay, come on. That Charlie shooting, or what was it, Echo? That was, that looked like a clear miss, in my opinion. All right, so Bjorn Dahlen down on course. Ukraine staying in it. And this is 2004. Okay. So here we are. We are on Oleander Bjorn Dahlen, 2004. He was a 81% shooter and actually not so good in the stand, or in the prone, I mean. So the fact that he just shot clean there with no spares is really good for him. 81 is definitely below average. He was never like the best shooter, but his skiing, we'll scroll down a little bit, his skiing is where he absolutely cleaned up. 2003, 2004, minus 5.8. That is absolutely insane. He's crushing everyone on the skis. Now I want to give some reference, some reference for a minus 5.8. Here's Johannes Tingus bow, someone we know right now very well. Minus 5.8. So he's skiing. He's the Johannes Tingus bow of his era, obviously. But look at Johannes, way better shooter, 90%, 82, 85 better, and then everything back here is above. So Johannes Tingus bow is Bjorn Dahlen, but a good shooting Bjorn Dahlen. Okay, we're back. That just took the entire time as we were looking at the stats for Bjorn Dahlen. He has been skiing around the course, and he's coming in for the final shooting stage of the competition. Love the yellow mats. They should come back with the colored mats. I remember when I was younger, they had, I think it was still aired gas, but they had green mats. That would be pretty sweet to bring that back, because nowadays the mats are just brown. Not brown, gray. Even worse. Standing shooting. We know he's a better standing shooter, so he should be able to clean this. What? Did you see how... Look how much his rifle is swaying back and forth. Holy smokes. Is that the wind? That can't be the wind. That shot wasn't even on the screen, dude. Oh my god, take the shot. Oh, the camera's not even following him. They just gave up. I mean, he looks confident and controlled, but he is... I can see his rifle waving everywhere. Look at the wind flags. Okay, he's got to go 3 for 3 here to avoid the penalty loop. I really like that spare round execution. Get that next shot off. Now, here we go. We got Fischer. How is he as a shooter? Quickly looking up as he's getting set as a standing. Whoa. Okay, he's gonna murder here. This season. Oh wait, that was 94. Sorry, excuse me. I'm looking at 04. 85% shooter. So never mind. He's not gonna clean up. All right, Bjorn Dahlen did avoid the penalty loop. Good for him. Can Sven Fischer stay with him? Oh, that's the race. Norway wins. Boo. Norway always wins, even back in 2004. It helps when you have the greatest of all time on your team. Oh, man. Uses the cup. He's using the cup. Now, can Germany stay ahead of Russia? That's the real question here. Okay, Russia's got 2. Don't count Ukraine out either. I mean, they've been shooting well all race. Oh my god, reset. Take a breather. This is... Do they have shooting times for this? Because... this has got to be... shooting. Relative to... No. Oh, finally, he gets it done. Russia, can you stay with it? Yes, you can. Okay, so I think there's going to be a little race there, but I do think Germany's got this in the bag for second place. They do not have shooting data, at least shooting times, for this event because this was back in the day. So that had to have been like over a minute 10. That took forever. So there's your top 3: Norway, Germany, Russia. Maybe we'll skip ahead a little bit. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit of a boring finish because there's not going to be... Oh yeah, we'll stay for the slow-mo of Bjorn Dahlen. Got to pay respects. Pay respects to the GOAT. Even though this year we might get a new GOAT. I think Johannes Dingesbo is only 10 wins away from Bjorn Dahlen for most wins all time. But he's like... I think he's something like 25 podiums away from most podiums all time. And that's not counting relays. Doing the old victory lap. I mean, for a victory lap, he's still cruising. He's crushing. These guys they're loving it. These fans. This is the greatest snow on show. You should be loving it. Now he slows down, gets the flag. Because it's Beitostølen. These are all Norwegians. Beitostølen. Was that his wife? There was some drama with Bjorn Dahlen, as in he was married to a Norwegian biathlete. Then they got divorced, and now he's married to Domracheva. Wonder if that was his wife. Here comes Sven Fischer. Oh yeah, he's crushing Russia there. No chance. Russia looks like depressed. He's just like, who is this for Russia? Razikov. Sergei Razikov. Sergei. I like that name. I like the name Sergei. Who's this guy? Teammate? Just like, dude, standing in the middle of the course. Are you going to finish or what? He's like, I want to go home, man. I got my rifle in my bag. I got my skis packed up, man. Will you just finish and we can get out of here? Man, he crushed them. They're over a minute 15. Probably going to be close to a minute. Nice. I like the headband too with the receding hairline. That's such a classic Sven Fischer look. Classic. And then here comes Russia. Nice. Here it is. Here's the results. Norway, Germany, Russia, we already saw. France, Ukraine, Belarus, Austria, Sweden, Switzerland, Slovakia, Czech, Italy, Poland, Latvia was in the race as well. Finland, Japan ended up 17th, and then there's Great Britain and Kazakhstan after they had that terrible shooting at the first one. So, all right, there you go. That was Throwback Thursday from Beitostølen 2004. Let me know in the comments down below which race I should do next. I'm always looking forward to watching really old races, recent races. If you can find a video of the race that you want to watch, that would help me out greatly. But yeah, there we go. Subscribe if you're a biathlon fan, and until next time, we'll see you.